What is good, all my trader homies? It's your boy Kevin from Touchdown Trades, your trading BFF, your stock market bestie. Today, we're talking about our favorite stock, and you know what it is. It's time to talk about Workhorse stock, ticker WKHS. Workhorse is my wifey. The rest of the stocks in my portfolio are just my side pieces, my girlfriends. Workhorse gets the ring. Workhorse gets the bling. The rest of the stocks just get McChickens and McDoubles. Workhorse is the one. All right, today we're going to be talking about some major news in Workhorse stock. We're going to be breaking down some updates. We're going to be talking about the USPS contract and some exciting connect the dot news regarding that contract. At the end of the video, I'm going to be slapping my price target on this Workhorse stock. So stay tuned and let's get it. What is good, my trader homies? It's time to talk about Workhorse. Some major updates, some major news, and today we're up 20% on the day. So why are we up huge on the day when Tesla, the leading EV stock in the entire market, which typically smaller stocks in the same sector will follow the leaders, such as EV stocks typically trade based on how Tesla's trading. The entire market's down on the day. It's been a bloodbath today. The entire stock market is selling off, but Workhorse is up 20% on the day. So we're going to talk about today's news, what came out today that's led to this huge run in Workhorse. We're going to talk about some news regarding the USPS contract and some kind of dots that I've been connecting that's leading me to believe that the future is looking really good for this Workhorse. And at the end of the video, we're going to slap a price target on this Workhorse. And I'm going to tell you my prediction, my forecast, where I think this stock is headed. So let's get it. This morning, Oppenheimer, one of the biggest analysts in the market. We all know what we think about analysts. We call them the weathermen of the stock market. They're only right 50% of the time. But similar to weathermen, if 5 weathermen say it's going to rain, I'm starting to think it's going to rain, and analysts are starting to jump on board. And this morning, Oppenheimer, one of the biggest analysts out there, came out and put a $23 price target on Workhorse, which has sent the stock skying. It opened up down on the day and has just been ramping up all day long and is currently trading up over 20%. We can see that all the analyst ratings right here. So we have, starting July 1st, we have BTIG Research coming out, moving their price target from $10 to $26. We have a downgrade on July 9th from Colliers Securities. They don't even have a price target. They just moved it to neutral. July 13th, Roth Capital coming out with a $27 price target, bumping their price target up by $15. Bumping their price target up by over 100%. I'd say that's heading in the right direction. And this morning, Oppenheimer comes out with an outperform rating and a $23 price target. So all the analysts are jumping on board. Just a few months ago, the price targets looked like 4, 6, 5, 7, 11. And now we have price targets near $30 a share. So I'd say we're heading in the right direction. We also have an extremely high short interest in this Workhorse, a short interest of over 34%. And why does that matter? Because it creates what's called a short squeeze. When you have analysts coming out and just tons of positive catalysts flooding into the stock, good news every single day it seems like coming into Workhorse, and you have almost a third of the float is sold short, that is not good for anyone who's betting on the stock to go get down. Everybody who sold the stock short at $10, $12, $14, $16, $18, they're underwater and they're losing tons of money. So eventually they're going to have to throw in the towel, say, all right, I'm cutting my loss. Or even sometimes their brokers will buy them in, which creates more buying. And when you have more buying, you have shorts covering their positions. You have traders coming in, getting long based on the positive catalyst, which just creates a buying frenzy, and it can create a parabolic move. We've seen short squeezes in the likes of Tesla and other companies that create these very volatile and explosive moves to the upside. And I think we do have a short squeeze starting in Workhorse. All right, let's get to the news regarding the USPS contract and why I think Workhorse is the leader of the pack. They're the horse that's out in front of the rest, and I think the future is looking really bright, and they're the leader in the running to get the USPS contract. At first glance, this news that I'm about to talk about really doesn't have anything to do with the USPS contract, but when you start to connect the dots, it's looking really good for Workhorse, and I think they're more than likely to get the contract, and here's why. So Workhorse just posted a job listing for 200 jobs for assembly line workers and electrical assembly persons for their first, second, and third shifts in both Loveland, Ohio and Union City, Indiana. And why does that matter? Obviously, if you get a huge contract like this USPS contract, you're going to need to hire more people, right? You're going to need more people working, more assembly line workers putting those USPS trucks together. We might say, wait a second, well, they are getting more jobs, more orders, disregarding the USPS contract, so they're going to need to hire more people anyway. Correct, I do agree with that. But 200 assembly line workers, that is a ton of people. And let's talk about their main competitor, which I believe to be Ford. I think this contract is staying with an American company. There's no way the current administration is going to ship this contract overseas and give it to a foreign company. So I think it's between Ford and Workhorse. And we also have some news regarding Ford that I think negatively impacts their viewpoint of getting the USPS contract. So Workhorse is hiring 200 more people. Ford is cutting 1,000 jobs. And you would think that if Ford thought they were in the running for this contract, they'd be hiring and not firing. They are cutting 1,000 jobs, furloughing people left and right. So some may say this has nothing to do with USPS contract, but when you check box 1, check box 2, check box 3, and everything starts to line up, I'm starting to believe that Workhorse is the leader to get the contract. Another big box that's been checked, another big news headline that's came out on August 31st, Workhorse entered into a strategic agreement with Hitachi and Hitachi Capital America. If you're not familiar with Hitachi, they manufacture big like bulldozers and stuff like that. And why is this important? Because they know what they're doing. They know how to roll out big heavy machinery and get it done. So they're going to come in, they're going to kind of be a consultant with Workhorse and show them what's up in the assembly line process, their supply chain management. So they're not really going to come in and overhaul anything from any big standpoint. They're kind of just going to come in, take a look, and give Workhorse some advice, which I think is another box checked, leading me to believe that Workhorse is still in the running for the USPS contract and very well may be the leader of the pack. Because Hitachi is proven, they are a proven company, and Workhorse, it really isn't. So if Workhorse is really serious, they're bringing in Hitachi, asking for advice, and I think this is really big news and a step in the right direction. Let's put a price target on this Workhorse. I'm going to put 2 price targets on it. The first, thinking that they're not going to get the USPS contract. We do need to be prepared for that. And the second being that they do get the USPS contract. If I was a betting man, I would put the odds at like 65 they get it and 35 they don't get it, which is really good odds. And I do think they get the contract, but we do need to be prepared that they don't get the contract. Considering that there's a major short squeeze going on and that they're getting tons of business, even if you don't consider the USPS contract, I don't think Workhorse is trading at a crazy evaluation right now, even if they don't get the contract. So I think $20 a share, if the contract doesn't go through, is a good price for Workhorse to be trading at. So they're trading at like 24 right now. So I would expect a little pullback if they don't get the contract, but nothing major. People are talking about this thing crashing back down if it doesn't get the contract. No way. I don't buy it. I think we do get a little pullback down to this $20 support area if they don't get the USPS contract, but I'm not expecting a complete crash because being a real estate agent in the Atlanta area and having a business degree, you learn about comparables in both of those industries, and I compare this Workhorse to a company like Nikola. Even though they're a little bit different, Nikola has a valuation of like $13 billion. They're up 50% on the day on the GM news. And I'm just not a big believer in Nikola. I think this Workhorse should be more valuable than Nikola. So if Workhorse is trading at a valuation of only $1 billion, Nikola is trading at a valuation of $13 billion, of course I'm going to be bullish this Workhorse. Nikola did come out with big news today. They're partnering with GM. GM's taking a big stake in Nikola, and that sent Nikola up 50% on the day. So imagine what this USPS contract would do to this Workhorse stock. If Nikola is up 50% on the day just because GM's taking a stake in them, imagine what the USPS contract would do. I think it would send this thing up 60% in just one day. So that would set us at what? $38 per share. So I'm going to put a price target on this Workhorse of $38 per share if they get the USPS contract. That puts us up like 60%, and I think that is completely reasonable. The shorts will get squeezed out. There will be a buying frenzy if they get the contract, and this thing could really ramp up. So I am still buying any dip that comes in on this Workhorse. I'm still extremely bullish, and I think they are the front runner for the USPS contract. I love all of you guys. I appreciate y'all checking out the channel. If you're not yet a subscriber, make sure to subscribe. Hit the like button on your way out, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.
Drop.